Hello Balloon World, I'm Michael Floyd, your balloon twister, and this week I'm going to teach you how to make a balloon baby. Isn't it cute? This is a really simple design. It only uses 2 balloons. Let me show you how to make it. For this design you'll need 2 260 balloons. I'll be using a blush 260 for the baby and a white 260 for the diaper. We're going to start with the baby. Get your blush 260 out and inflate it halfway. Let some air out and tie. Give it a squeeze and a stretch to keep it soft so it's less likely to pop on us. We're going to start with the hand, and we're going to make the hand and the arm, and then we're going to make the head. Follow me. It's not as complicated as it might seem. Make one small bubble here, then another small bubble. These are each about an inch. We're going to take the knot and hold it so we can twist them, and then we're going to take the knot and the slack and work it through that seam. This will pretty much square off those 2 bubbles and make them look like a pinch twist. Give the balloon another squeeze and a stretch because we want to make sure it's soft. Next we're going to make the arm. So you want to go down a good section, maybe 4 or 5 inches. Mine's about 4 inches long. Now we're going to make a small flower petal for the head. So fold the balloon over, and we want a good size head because babies have big heads. My head's going to be maybe, what is that, like maybe another 4 inches in height. So I'm making a flower petal. It's between 3 and 4 inches in height. But you can see it's a pretty good size head. It's, it's a baby. Now that we have that head, we're actually going to make the torso, or at least one side of the torso. We're going to make a section another 4 inches down. Twist that. And we're going to want to now make one of the legs, but we want to make sure this doesn't come undone. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it between my pinky and my ring finger. That way my pincher fingers are still available for my twisting hand. I'm going to make another section about 4 inches. Twist it there. 1 inch bubble. Because they have tiny little feet. That's supposed to be the foot. We're going to make another foot. 1 inch bubble. And then another leg, so 4 more inches. Alright, so now these 2 sections here should be the same size. And these 2 little bubbles in the middle should be the same size. Now we're going to twist this seam here into this seam here, fold it over, and twist it around. And you can see our baby has 1 arm and 2 legs, but most babies have 2 arms, so we're going to keep going. Now we're going to make another section for the body, so another 4 inches. So this balloon bubble here and this balloon bubble here should be about the same size. Now we're going to twist this seam here into the head. If it comes undone like that, that's okay. That happens all the time. One way you can prevent that from coming undone is when you twist the legs, take the balloon, feed it through the legs, and this way it won't come undone anymore. But back to the body. We're going to take the body part here, the seam, and we're going to twist it back into that head. And we're going to put it on the other side of the body. And now it's really starting to look more like a baby. We just need 1 more arm. So another 4 inches. A little bigger. There we go. And now we just need 1 more hand. So we're going to do 2 more 1 inch bubbles. Just like that. Oh, look at that. We're going to take this seam here and twist it into this seam over here. And the rest of this we don't need, so we can push the air to the top and pop it off, but we want to hold on to it. Because when we let the air out, we want that slack so we can wrap it into the seam of the hand, just like we did on the first one, to square it off. And there we go. We have 1 baby without a diaper, so we got to make that next. For the diaper, you're going to need your white 260. Inflate it 1/3 of the way. Let a little air out and tie. Give it a squeeze and a stretch so it's soft. We're going to take the knot here and we're going to wrap it in where the body and the legs meet. Then we want to twist a very small bubble, maybe like less than ½ an inch, just enough to get some space away from the body. Then we're going to twist 2 1 inch bubbles, just like we did for the hands. They don't have to be exactly the same size. And we're going to fold it over so that we can twist them around each other. Now this section here, we're going to give it a squeeze, and and we're gonna work it through the seam. So I just roll it with my hand into the seam and then down again. I do that like 1 or 2 times. And that will pinch twist that right there for us. How cool is that? Now we want to give this balloon a squeeze and a stretch. And we're going to take this balloon and we're going to wrap it all the way around the baby to where it meets up with those bubbles in the back. And we're going to twist it into those bubbles, making sure it's nice and tight against the baby. And then to make sure it doesn't come undone, I'm going to twist it into those 2 bubbles again. There we go. The rest of this I don't need, so I can break it off or use scissors to cut it. And it should just, tear off with scissors. Or if you have really good, duck tearing skills, you can do that too. Duct tape tearing skills, don't tear ducks. I meant to say duct tape. I do not advocate tearing ducks. Oop, my baby's diaper popped. That's okay, should still hold together. Now we just want to straighten them up a little bit. If yours looks like mine does, and I have like a bigger bubble on one side of the body, you want to put that one towards the front. That way you can put the head down and the arms to the side and make it look like the baby's like looking up like a baby does. So much cuter that way, don't you think? Only thing left now is the art. For the art, I'll be using a white paint marker. The brand I like is the Edding 750. I'll also be using a blue Sharpie and a black Sharpie. We're gonna start with our white paint marker. Go ahead and shake it. And we're gonna draw the eye, really big eyes. They're gonna take up like half the face. We're gonna draw a straight line across and then a big arch up and over. Sort of like the letter D, but on its side. And there you go, you can see the white eyes of the baby. You're gonna wanna give that a couple minutes to dry, because if you draw on this before it's dry, it's gonna make a mess. But before you put your white paint marker away, we're gonna draw one tooth, sort of at an angle. So I'm gonna pick a spot down over here and I'm just gonna draw a tooth. And the tooth is pretty much just like a square at like a 45-degree angle. All the paint is still drying. Give it a second. You can blow on it, sometimes that helps. Once the paint is dry, we're gonna be using the blue marker next. We're gonna draw a big circle to fill in the eye. So it should look like that. Next, we're gonna use our black marker and we're gonna draw a straight line across the bottom. And then on the top of the eye where the eyebrow would be, we're gonna draw an arch all the way down to the side on both eyes. And then right off that arch, we're gonna draw 3 little eyelashes. See, starting to get cute already. Now we're gonna do a black dot in the middle and we're gonna try to make that also pretty big, maybe about half the size of this blue circle, just like that. The idea is this will make the eye look really big, and the bigger the eye, the cuter the baby. And while we have our black marker, we're gonna add an upturned nose, which is just sort of like a letter U, but upside down, right in the middle of the 2 eyes. Something sort of like that. Next, we're gonna draw the mouth. We just wanna make sure we draw sort of a curved line that touches the top of that tooth. Something sort of like that. Now we wanna outline the rest of that tooth to make it really pop. Isn't that adorable? We're almost done. The last detail I like to do is make a big gleam in the right corner of each eye. And I use my white paint marker for that. So get your white paint marker and make a big circle where the black and the blue connect on the right corner. So it should look something like that. Isn't that adorable? And we're done. One baby made out of balloons. This is a balloon design I get a lot of mileage out of. Whenever I'm at an event and a kid comes up to me and asks me, how do you make a baby? I say, let me show you, and then I make one. It also is really good for baby showers as a decoration. I'm gonna make a playlist and link to it here in the end card so that you can see other balloon animals that also are good for baby showers. Well, that's it for this video, guys. As always, if you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments below. You can also click that thumbs up button. And if you're not subscribed yet, why not hit that subscribe button? And remember to click that bell to turn notifications on. That way you'll know next time I post a video, which will be about this time next week because I make one every week. I'm Michael Floyd, your balloon twister. Remember, you can make anything out of balloons, even a baby.